Hello, Gary Champion once again with a little video I hope that might help you in some way. This Sunday, August the 29th, I have a self-healing class. You can register for it on my website, www.garychampion.com. I think there's a couple of slots left open. That's about it. And something new. There's a donate button on the YouTube site where that big picture of the cherry blossoms is. A little button there. If you feel like. Nobody twisting arms here. September the 12th, free readings. September 19th, free healing. September 26th, another self-healing class. I've decided to offer something. I was going to offer a mediumship mentoring class, but no one seems interested. So I thought I'd put a button up there for one-on-one psychic medium development session. In other words, if you're a psychic medium, you have some questions about what's not working, why this is the way it is instead of that way. It's a class for helping you, and it's a one-on-one interactive Skype class. Anyway, today's message is an odd one. It's stuff that I hear all the time, and I'm never aware of them. In other words, medium. I hear things moment to moment, and I don't write them down. And they're strictly for me. And you're wondering why I would care about that if I don't really remember it. Well, it becomes a part of my subconscious because I'm at a subconscious level when I'm doing these videos. So, or just sitting around meditating. I'm not consciously thinking of anything. So they don't tend to store. Or they store at the subconscious level. My conscious, two different people here. Conscious Gary, subconscious Gary. Subconscious Gary knows everything. Conscious Gary thinks he knows everything, but really doesn't. Which one are you talking to now? This is subconscious Gary, I think, mostly. Anyway, I was thinking about doing something the other day, and this is a phrase I hear often. And it's just for you people who think that the world is fixed and nothing can change. Someone said no bargaining power. Now that's what I've gotten for, 10 or 15 years. No bargaining power. And it sort of means that whatever's coming in that regard, I can't do anything about it. I don't have any control over it. I can't change it. I can't alter it in some way. So yes, there are parts of life that are coming right at you that you can't do much about. I could probably opt out of being there, and that would change it. But once you've done A, B, and C, D is probably going to happen. And so I've done this, I've done that, and I've done that. And I think it was in regard to a book. I think I came up with a new title for a book, and it may be my best book. Of course, I say that about all of them. And the title of the book is Finding My Way Back Home. I think that's all I've been doing. I was born and have been crazy my whole life. Now I'm just finding my way back home. Anyway, no bargaining power. I probably have to write that book. I probably don't have any choice in it. It's all the information's in me. I just have to sit down and type it out. I think that's what it was in regard to. That I've begun the book. I have the basic book. I have page titles, chapter titles, and all that kind of stuff. And so now all that's left to do is write it. So I don't have any bargaining power in that. I think that's what it was. And another little bit I just got a minute ago. I guess I'll throw this one in as a bonus. That each person's life is a puzzle, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Your puzzle doesn't have to be perfect. All the parts don't necessarily fit together. Early puzzle making for me, or puzzle working as a child, was say, I know this will fit in there, and then you try and force it in, and you see that it doesn't fit. You have to put it back over there, and it's so trying to force pieces into your life that don't fit is a big mistake. But people do it all the time. I want to marry this guy. I want to date this girl. And you're forcing something. Oh, okay, I can put up with that they're a drug addict, or that they're chronically late, or that they throw things at me. I can deal with that. You know, uh, you're forcing a piece into your life that doesn't belong there. If you wait long enough, usually the right piece will drop in. I was giving a reading one day, and someone from the other side said, "You're manhunting." So I said, "You're manhunting." She started laughing. She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, you don't usually end up with, you may bag one, but men aren't all the same. Really, they're all individually different. And the reason they are the way they are is great to do with the way their mothers and their fathers and whatever past things. So learning to deal with that man has a lot to do with understanding his history. And you don't get to know that in a weekend or a night. So anyway, everybody's life is a unique puzzle. Some of them are similar. I sort of give you that. A lot of them, if you laid them out, and you were actually physically doing a puzzle, they would seem very similar, but they're not. The subtle things are all different. What makes that person who they are, what makes that woman who they are, has a lot to do with their life experiences, and to some degree those of their parents. So don't try and make a perfect puzzle. That's just maddening. But there are people that do that. You know, I need just the right man. I got to have the right car. I've got to have the right house. I got to be living in the right town. I've got to have the right job. I've got everything has to line up, or they're chronically unhappy with constantly. There's no pleasing this person, and usually you can't achieve a perfect puzzle. If you do, it's going to have a lot of cost to it. It's going to cost you a lot of stuff to have a perfect puzzle. And you may not like yourself very much. And here's the thing about puzzles. They can look perfect and not be perfect. You can let the outside world say, "Ooh, look at what they've got. They've got this, they've got that, and they've got," but you don't see any love there. They don't hold hands, they don't kiss. That's the glue that holds the puzzle together. It's love. And if you don't love another person, self-love does just as good. Integrity. Anyway, no bargaining power. Sometimes I go down a road so far that I can't really change anything. And every piece of a puzzle doesn't always have to fit. You might have a puzzle that you can't put together. I've not seen one that they made like that, but in the puzzle of life, that's mostly what you get. It's like that thing you get in the mail and you have to assemble it, and you end up with 4 or 5 nuts and bolts and screws left over, and you're wondering where they went. Where are they supposed to go? Why'd you get them? Or you're missing 3 or 4 nuts and bolts and screws, and you got to go down to the hardware store and buy a few more in order to put it together. Parts missing. Yeah. Too many parts. Yeah. Finding just the right parts and putting it together. It's really better if you let a puzzle sort of fall into place by itself. Sometimes you don't know what the puzzle is. The puzzle of your life is understanding it, and sometimes you don't understand it. I always like to compare it to a big puzzle of Elvis. You're lying on the floor putting it together. Uh, I don't know, eating crackers and having some tea, and you can't tell it's Elvis until you get to those big goofy glasses he had, and you put it in there, and you go, "Oh my gosh, it's Elvis!" The aha moment in the puzzle of life. Like I say, every life's different, and you can't rely upon other people to complete the puzzle for you. It's not their puzzle. Somebody may think they've got it right, and you may agree with it, but pretty soon you realize that that puzzle, that part doesn't fit. You know, your career choices, you know, health, love. Houses and cars are kind of like sprinkles on a cupcake. You know, if you get a good cupcake, you know, the cake is good, it's got a good icing on it, and you peel down the side and you eat it, it's pretty good, just like that. Sprinkles and you add them on the top are just that. They're little add-ons that make it a little bit better. But when you start judging cars and houses and expensive watches and things like that as the cake, a lot of cakes don't come with it. Sprinkles are things you have to earn. But I can eat a cupcake without any sprinkles. We don't have anything fancy around here. So a good cupcake without sprinkles to me is still a pretty good cupcake. Without the sprinkles, I'm okay. Some people, the sprinkles are more important than the cupcake itself, or how well cooked it is, or whether it's chocolate or whatever it is. You're looking in the wrong place. The cupcake is the cake. Sprinkles added on it just make life a little bit easier, a little better. Maybe you have a better bank account, or you're healthy, or you're not healthy and you achieve health. You just added a sprinkle on the top of the cupcake. Being unhealthy and being alive is still being alive. Nothing beats it. Nothing beats being alive. Adding a few sprinkles, that's okay, but you don't have to have them. You don't. Buy a new fancy expensive car with leather seats and all that stuff, and 2 or 3 weeks later you've forgotten completely about it being new. It doesn't even quite smell new anymore. And that's a big deal with the car. And then they started making that stuff you can spritz in your car to make it smell new. That's dumb. It's an old car. Everybody can tell it's an old model. Why are you trying to fool people into thinking it's a new, or maybe you're trying to fool yourself into believing it's a new car. The people getting a new car and they go, smell that new car smell. Just a car. Just a cupcake. Sprinkles are, in my life, are not needed. And if someone baked it for me, I'm going to eat it anyway and love it. No matter what it is, what flavor or whatever. And that's part of love. Okay, enough philosophizing. Actually, all this stuff comes from the other side. So none of these are my thoughts. If they were, I wouldn't be telling you probably. Personal stuff is not good on the internet. These are just thoughts, things I hear all the time. And one I heard yesterday, no bargaining power. And then number 2, puzzle of life doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, it says no bargaining power, and then there's a video. It says video out there, so it must have been about a video that I've done or should have done or will do. See, I don't even remember what it is, but it'll come back. The guys from the other side, they It's in my subconscious, and all I have to do is wait for it to come out. And that's sometimes the secret of life, is that what you need to do, you already know. You're just hiding it or suppressing it in some way. You know, you don't belong in that job anymore. You know, you need to lose 10 pounds. Subconscious knows. You say, I'm fine. I'll eat this cupcake with all the sprinkles on it and drive my new car down the road. And if I can't get the seatbelt around me, subconscious knows everything. It's a program you're running by, which is what I taught a class recently. Change your programming, change your life, with a meditation and a subliminal, which if you use it, it will change your life. I am offering that class again. November 7th. Change your programming, change your life. I didn't say that, I don't believe. This is the other side telling me I didn't mention it, so I guess they're getting me to mention it. Anyway, little tips from the other side. Sometimes you go down a road so far and it's not changeable. You just it's in front of you and it's close, and there's no way to dodge it or change it. Most of life is. Most of life you can change, alter it. But I find it sometimes, if I'm asking the other side, what about this? Let's say I don't have any bargaining power. So it's just something I got to leave alone. Whatever it is, I'll have to do it or experience it. And it's probably for the better anyway. Okay. In the video. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.